It's Jacob and AJ's Chang.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Chang podcast. Thank you for joining us. Everything that we do and everything that we make from this podcast comes directly from your support, and we can't do it without you. I am Jacob.
I'm AJ.
And now we have
Jack.
Jack. Welcome onto the show, Jack.
Thank you.
So, quickly, who is Jack?
I'm a local fella. Just be living out in here in the sticks. And I'm a professional drummer, and I'm an amateur filmmaker. So yeah, those are like the biggest accolades I could think of.
Hell yeah. So we actually know Jack from Bananas Records out in St. Pete.
I work there.
Yeah, he works there, and AJ and I go there quite often, so that's how we got to know each other. So, Mr. Professional Drummer, Mr. Amateur Filmmaker, what got you into drumming?
When I was little, me and my dad used to listen to a lot of like the Grateful Dead and like the Who and stuff, and watching videos of like Keith Moon play the drums. I was like, shit, that's awesome. I want to do that too. So I went and got lessons, and I've never stopped since.
And how long have you been playing?
I've been playing for 10 years, baby.
Dang. And how old are you?
I'm 19. I almost forgot for a second. Yeah.
So more than half your life you've been playing.
Yes.
That's nutso.
Yes.
And when did filmmaking come into your life?
I've always loved movies, like, for my entire life. But, I don't know when I, like, started wanting to make videos. I think I started making videos for, like, school, like, when I was, like if there's, like, a project that was like, oh, make a video or write an essay. I was like, shit, I'm going to make a video. Then I was like, oh, this is awesome. I want to keep doing it. So, me and my friends, since, like, early middle school, have made a lot of, like, fun little short films. We have a series called Revengers, which is, like, an Avengers, like, parody. But it's really funny. Go watch it. It's on YouTube. But like that's when I fell in love, and me and my friends all really want to like keep doing that. And yeah, it's fun.
That's awesome. So I know that you were just recently in Cannes.
Oh yes.
For the film festival.
Yes.
I know that you wanted to submit, but tell us a story.
Okay, so I went to Cannes Film Festival. It's nothing like a crazy story. It's not like I was there, like I didn't get accepted or anything. Like it was like we just traveled because they have this like when you can be 18 to 25 and you can write an essay to get accepted, like to like go visit it and like go see some movies. And my brother got accepted and I didn't. And I was like, oh shit, I still want to go, so I went anyways. And I went and like still saw movies because it's available for other people. But it was just a big opportunity to be able to be kind of like in that like the field, because like everyone there is like they were like big wigs. They were like people. I was like walking behind them. They were like, oh yeah, I'm the Ken Burns of this type of like. It was like crazy. And these people, there's so many people that probably when I walked by, they were like pockets full of boatloads of money. Like it was insane. It was scary though. Like I was like a tackling distance away from Nic Cage. Like I could have just went like whoa if I wanted to. I don't want to.
That's an interesting.
Nic Cage. It's okay.
That's an interesting gauge of closeness.
Yeah.
Tackling distance.
Yeah. Like Nacho Libre.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, how was it? How'd you like it?
It was fun. It was very nerve-wracking, because a lot of the time I was by myself. But I met some cool people. I met some actors. I was like, oh, this is cool. Some Australian actors, and they were like, oh, mate, you make films? And I was like, yeah. I do at home. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shucks, man. Yeah, I do. But no, it was fun. Got to see some movies. I got to see the Nic Cage movie, The Surfer, which I don't know when that'll be out, but it was fun. It was just weird. It was weird to be in like that space with all those people that you would never like ever. Like like a normal person would never like get to talk to these people or see these people. I feel like a lot of them were like very exclusive, but also it's a crowd that I didn't like. It was like
Mm.
they were all like, I mean, same thing with like rich people. Well, not like screw rich people, but like also screw rich people. But they were like, there's a lot of posh, very, very like head in the clouds type people. I mean, in a bad way. And they're like some older people that may or may not should have that money, but it was just interesting. So a lot of pretentiousness floating around, like, oh, I'm here, I'm the big wig, this is me. And I was just like a fly on the wall, little lowly guy from St. Petersburg, Florida, being like, oh, who are these all these freaks? And not in like a match my freak way, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Where is, so it's pronounced Caen?
Yeah.
Where is Caen?
Caen's in France, the southern part of France, like on the coast. And there's beaches. It was pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was that area like? And then you kind of answered, but
Yes.
so tell us about like the environment and I guess getting there and what the scenery was like and kind of the surrounding.
Okay, so getting there, it was like it was a plane ride, 2 of them actually, in fact, and I don't like. Recently, I've been hating planes for some reason. Like I've been like getting like anxious on them. I don't know what's been going on, but that wasn't a very pleasant plane ride. But I was like, but that's all in my head. Get out of my head, you know what I mean? The plane, yeah, and then we got there. We got to like Paris for like the first layover, and then we went to Caen, and Caen it's like it feels like a mall that you live in. It was like weird. It was like all the buildings were kind of short. Maybe America's big, because I feel like it was like maybe America's like kind of like has to accommodate for all the people that were like. I can't say that. but they were like, everything was like a baby town. And I kind of like that. I want to live in a baby town, but that place was like a rich people baby town. I want like a kind of dingy baby town. That I would like to live in a dingy baby town.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it was like but it was beachy, obviously. But no one, when you go on the beach here and you see people like shirtless in swimsuits. We're next to the beach, not a single person in swimsuits. Not a single person shirtless. It's all suits and like nice dresses. I was like, okay, you gonna swim in that? Like, what are you doing? But I was the weirdo that went and walked to the water in my swimsuit with my dogs out in Caen, and all these rich people were like, what is this fella doing? But no one stopped me because it's legal. It's France. I can do whatever I want in the bounds of the law.
In the bounds of the law.
Yeah.
How was the water?
It was cold, very, very, very cold.
Mm.
So I didn't get in all the way. I stuck my footsies in, and I was like, all right, that's enough. And then I sat on the shore. It was very pretty. Lots of boats, like yachts and stuff. You could see like cool. And like at night, like their lights would come on like it was Ponyo, and it was really pretty.
Mm.
It was great. Yeah, I liked that part.
And did you see any films or anything that you particularly liked or disliked?
Okay. Here's where okay, so there were these movies that came on. There were a couple. I was like, damn, I literally could get my film here. Like, how on earth are they letting this movie up there? But it was this movie called like Silex in the City. It was some like French like animated movie that was like from a newspaper comic. That like it was animated, so I can't like it's not like exactly comparable, but it wasn't very good. I just gotta say that. It was like I was like, damn, it was like all like pop culture references, bad jokes. I was like, I can write better than this. But the Surfer, the Nic Cage one, was great. I really liked that. I saw the 4K restoration of Trainspotting, the Danny Boyle movie, and that was really good. I immediately bought the Criterion Collection DVD when I got home.
Nice.
And that was really cool. I saw like people that like worked on like like obviously Nic Cage, but like it was cool to see the directors more so. And I like that one, the surfer movie. I was like walking outside, and then like the director was just standing there, like just standing there, and I was like, "Oh, you did a really good job," and I shook his hand. He was like, "Oh," "Oh, thanks," and then I walked away. Yeah, I was like, "What? What's going on?"
Wait, I have a question. So, for the festival, is it one theater that's showing all these movies, or are there different
No,
theaters?
there's a ton of different theaters. Like they were all like spaced out somewhere in like buildings that aren't normally theaters, I think. And then one of them they have like a huge theater for like the big movies. Because there were David Cronenberg movie. There was a David Cronenberg movie that was gonna screen. We didn't see that, but there was like, and then they played Mad Max Furiosa there, like the new Mad Max movie. So it was like all like pretty big things there. And then like there's a beach movie like theater. It was just like projections on the beach. That's where I saw most things. But that was cool. But yeah, it was all scattered, but pretty in close vicinity. So like walking distance.
Interesting. Yeah, I would imagine it would be like a very state of the art, like perfect audio, perfect. But it sounds like from what you're saying, it was just kind of makeshift to fit.
It like low key was like.
Was it?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was thinking it was gonna be like super like perfect pristine. Even the big theater, when I went in the big theater, there was like no AC. I was like, what is going on? And the seats were like, my knees were like this on the seat, and I was like I couldn't fit. And then I started getting sweaty, and like I got up, and then I had to hit people like trying to get out of there. It sucked, but like it was a great opportunity. But I feel like they could have upped that stuff with all those rich people there. Make a little more space for your knees. Make a little more AC. But the theater and the audio was really cool, and like the screen was huge, like it was ginormous. It was kind of like you kind of had to look up pretty far. It was cool. I liked it.
So I can imagine that you left that festival with a lot of interesting thoughts and ideas.
Yeah.
Like you said, some of the films there were like, I can totally do better than this.
Yes.
But then the other ones that you actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
So how do you think that has affected your how you're going to approach filmmaking from this point on?
It really was kind of just like a motivation, because it was like, oh, if I have the capability and the creativity to be able to make something that's at least on par with these things, like, or even lower, like it doesn't really matter. But like, I was just, it gave me the motivation to just be like, keep doing it, like, keep working at it, keep getting things out there, send things to places. It's just like it was more motivation to be able to get things done. Like I feel like before I went, I was like, oh, I haven't been working as hard on it. But then it was just like, dang, I can do this. Just like, let's get it going. Like it was nice to see, nice to hear. Also, some of the actors that I met were like, oh, all you have to do is just work and keep going past all the things that you like all the failures. Just keep doing shit. Don't stop. And that was really nice things to feel and hear. Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk about one of the greatest masterpieces to ever hit filmmaking, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hell yeah, bro. Actually, hold on. There's Davy Jones. I drew that.
Yeah, for the people listening, Jack just held up a nice little legal pad with a bunch of drawings on it, and one of them is, in fact, Davy Jones.
Davy Jones is my favorite character of like all time. I love him. Also, Pirates of the Caribbean, bro.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the Aztec medallion for those that aren't watching the video. But Pirates of the Caribbean, banger. It was the last great live-action Disney film. It's incredible. All the first three are good because they were all directed by one guy, and then the other ones were like random people that they hired. But I love Davy Jones. I kind of wanted to. I like brought that topic up. Well, you brought it up, but like in behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want to talk about Davy Jones because Davy Jones is a good example of a character who is incredibly done in CGI. And like, you guys, how much do you know about like CGI and stuff and like
Not
like
much.
now? A little bit. Like,
AJ just said a little bit. I also said not much.
yeah. So like, well, at least in film, I don't know how to do CGI. I wish it would be cool, but like I would assume you guys are fans of old movies as well as new, and you can tell that as time goes on, obviously, it's like it goes from practical effects to digital effects. And what do you think? Which one's better in your opinion?
I think that's a good point, that seeing movies from older movies and then seeing the progression of how practical and digital effects has changed throughout time. Especially, I just watched I'm blanking on the movie, but the scary movie with the fucking he's like Wolverine.
Candyman?
No, Friday the 13th.
Freddy? Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Nightmare on Elm
With the
Street.
claw.
With the claw.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't
I
know
thought
why
this motion was a hook, and I was like, Candyman.
I
but
don't know
no.
why I blanked so hard on that. Yeah, and that was pretty much, from what I could tell, all practical.
Yeah.
And like, you could see it and be like, oh, that's quote unquote fake.
Yeah.
But I still think it still hits.
Yes.
I think it still hits.
They all hit.
AJ, do you have an opinion?
I mean, for me, I think there's times for each. Like, you do have to consider that, like, every Pixar movie is 100% CGI. So
yeah, that's true.
If you've ever enjoyed a Pixar movie, you've enjoyed CGI. And like, it can be really well done. I think as far as using it as a replacement for what has typically been practical effects, I think that's where a lot of the debate comes from. I don't know. It's not something I've thought super deeply about, honestly. I know that like a lot of film people get very into it. But I feel like as a filmmaker, it would be more fun to try to find practical ways to do things. And also just more accessible to someone who doesn't have the budget to like hire a bunch of people to generate monsters on screen. But yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, what's your opinion, Jack?
I think practical effects are always better. It's cooler for it to be actually in the world that you're literally next to you. Also, like, in terms of like acting, I feel like people tend to act better when it's like with them, and real. But that's why Davy Jones is a good example, because Davy Jones is one of like the best made like CGI characters, and it looks incredible. It looks real, but it was just like them acting with like a guy in like pajamas. But it's just cool that they were able to, with time and effort, make that really cool character. But nowadays, like with Marvel and stuff, sometimes the CGI be not looking very, very handsome, and that's just because they're like, whoa, that launched the pen. That was
awesome.
cool.
That was awesome.
But like they're like making stuff with cool characters, and but it doesn't look very good, and that's because they're like overworking their people. And I mean, it's the same thing with, I guess it could happen with practical effects too. I haven't thought about this. Now I'm like running through my train of thought. Like, so if the problem with CGI is that they're overworking and like not having enough time, it also wouldn't look good if it was practical effects, wouldn't you think? Like, but maybe just like on like a principle level, maybe practical effects would just be better. But I know it's more expensive or whatever, and they do CGI to be cheaper. But you should always do CGI to do things that you can't do, instead of doing things faster.
Interesting. It's always better to blow up a car than to fake blow up a car.
Exactly.
I like your thought on that it's a better experience for the actors to have something in the room with them, because I've definitely seen behind-the-scenes clips of working on Marvel movies where someone is just in a room with various pulleys and screens and
Yeah.
like I can't imagine being that actor trying to visualize like you're in New York City with all these buildings. When you're looking around, it's just like screens and
It's like a blue void.
hydraulic cables.
Yeah.
And, So that's an interesting aspect of like prioritizing the experience of the actors for the sake of them being more immersed in the performance, but also for the sake of them just enjoying the process maybe.
Yeah, I would
Like
agree.
I even think about with the stuff we do where like one of my one trap of like making video and making like internet content is entirely prioritizing the experience of the viewer and like putting yourself through bullshit like for the viewer, I guess. But I think there's something cool about trying to put some effort into making the actual experience of making the content enjoyable, and then just kind of capturing it as a side effect, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely another version of this podcast where we could be like very scripted and like taking multiple takes of things and
Yeah.
like but we are kind of just chatting.
Great point.
That is a great point. But yeah, it's interesting to think about that. That it's just more enjoyable with like practical effects. But like whenever I'm trying to like film things, I always try to do practical because it's just more. I think it looks cooler.
And it's more practical.
Yeah, bro, no. But like I always try like for something that I was making, I like made like a little like model house, and I took some fireworks and blew it up, and and that's like stuff like that I would like to do, and I want to keep that art like going instead of like in big blockbuster movies, they're just doing CGI. I want it would be nice. And because it's a lot more craft that has to go into it, like making like models and stuff, and making like costumes and like molding things. Like I think it all is like a something that it's kind of frightening. It could die. It's like within like the big wigs, but there's a lot of directors out there that are still doing cool practical effects. But it's a lot of indie stuff. You know, I feel like when you go into the movie theater, watch your big blockbuster, a lot of it is CGI recently, like or in modern times. But at least indie creators and I myself are still trying to keep that cool like realness alive. Like if you're gonna blow up a car, I'd rather blow up a little baby car than a fake car. Well, that's fake, but like a CGI car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just released a film recently
Yes.
with some of your friends.
Yes.
I believe the project is called Browntooth.
That's our yes, Browntooth, because if you notice, I'm smiling. I have a brown tooth right now, and I thought it was so funny that I've been naming things that. But we were just trying to find a name. Me and my friends have always made stuff, like I said. But we were like, let's actually like have a name so that we can put things out and trying to gain some traction. But yeah, it's Browntooth. That's the name of our little studios, as like unofficially, like nothing like super official, but yeah, we're calling ourselves Browntooth. We came out with just this little short, like I don't know, 5 minutes long. There was comedy. We made it in like an hour. No script. We just did it off dome. We were in suits, just 'cause, and we were like, let's go film something, and we did. We made that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it is giving me room to be able to the other stuff that I've made, that's like more written and things. Been able to release that. Like I re-released NPIA, which is this is awesome. Okay, it's our found footage horror short like series that we're trying to work on, and we have the first one that's up there, but we have a whole story and stuff, and we tried filming one of them, but then our camera died, and then we haven't been able to film it again. And but yeah, it's just been really fun to be able to have like a place that I can officially put my stuff out for people to watch, and more things will be coming.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put all the videos and the links here on the screen and also down in the show notes for anyone who wants to go check out Jack's stuff. Okay, so going back to the beginning of the conversation, I know one of the two things that you said you were a drummer.
Yes.
So you've been doing that for 10 years now.
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the story, your progression, and things that you've done with drumming.
It's been a long, just a lot of living. It's just been part of my life. Like I haven't made any extenuating effort to to put out or like be able to join certain things. I mean, I guess. Okay, let me recount in my head. But so like from the start, I started drumming. I've been a lot into jazz. My entire life, been a jazz drummer, funk drummer. Joined jazz band in middle school. I was like, damn, this is sick. I loved playing in a band. Then I moved on, went to Ruth Eckerd Hall. I played at the Clearwater Jazz Festival. Then I had a band with my friends, same people that I'm doing film with. But they quit their instruments.
Dang.
Big L. That's why it's been making me mad because I can't find anybody to to play with. If there's any musicians, any solo musicians watching, please hit me up.
We got a jam.
Yeah, literally. Yes. It's just been a lot of trying to surround myself with music. That's kind of why I'm working at a music at like Bananas, so that I can have more of those people in my sight line, have more opportunity to be able to play with other people now that my clique has all quit their instruments. I need people. That's what music is, a very community thing, and it's beautiful, and I want to be able to contribute my little taste of it into the atmosphere of music. Drumming, I'm good at it, and it's awesome. And funk drumming, like breaks and shit, and hip hop, it's like the coolest stuff, and I love playing that. I don't know, you guys are in a music background, what do you guys like to play and stuff?
I like to play a lot of stuff. I don't know.
I like to play.
I think definitely my formative music is like hip hop, kind of like R&B, and then I remember like listening to a lot of like 90s hip hop, and then they're sampling jazz records. So then I'm looking for things to sample, and so here I am just like listening to entire Bill Evans albums, and I'm like, hold on, I kind of like this. So then it like made me want to go learn jazz. So then I got like super deep into jazz, super deep into the theory of all that, and like, which now I wouldn't consider myself primarily jazz. I think a lot of people get stuck in like a golden era and like a certain set of characteristics. Same thing with hip hop though. Like a lot of people like idolize a certain period of hip hop and don't want to let go of it. Same thing with jazz, but yeah, I love me some fusion. I love me some funk. I love me some I don't know. Yeah,
some cool shit. If
some
it's
cool
good,
shit, yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, something that feels good,
Yeah.
How about you, Jack? What is some of your formative music, some of your favorite music?
A lot of the things that I like formative started with a lot of just like classic rock, like I was saying earlier. But the stuff that's really inspired me is just like good jazz. I like Kamasi Washington, Hugh Masekela. He's a lot older, trumpet player, but also a lot of hip hop. I mainly listen to hip hop. That helps me. Aesop Rock is my favorite musician, and he's sick. Aesop, I'll drum for you if you're listening. But yeah, it's just cool music. Whatever really strikes my fancy, I'll try and drum. I'll try and match that, And also, I end up playing a lot of stuff that I don't normally listen to, because I feel like I hate to say it, but like some of the stuff that I listen to is very niche, and like it's like I don't want to call myself niche or anything, but like I guess I sort of am. And like when I'm like joining people's like little collectives, they'll play things that I don't listen to, but it's a little bit more popular. Like, and I'm like, oh, I'll play it, but like I don't have any frame of reference, like to be able to like help they'll be like, oh, let's play this. I'll be like, okay, I'll put you a beat, but I can't help with how to write it or anything. But like with stuff like funk, I'm a lot, and jazz, I'm a lot more like tuned into that. I feel like that's a weird way of saying it, but yeah.
I think that makes plenty of sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's one aspect of playing with people is you all kind of have to find common ground as far as what everyone is capable of playing, what everyone is going to enjoy playing.
Mm.
Which sometimes it's honestly easier when somebody's just has like that head role and they're the director and they're just telling everybody what to do because you just kind of do your job.
Yeah.
But I feel like bands I've been in where we're all trying to like I remember one time in this group with like 6 or 7 people and we all made at that time they added a feature on Spotify Blend where you can have more than 2 people. So we literally made a Spotify Blend with like all 7 of us.
Nice.
And we're just going through that list. We're at brunch going through that list of, oh, like this song? Okay, yeah, we played that song. Just trying to find stuff that we were all excited about. But
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is tough with just like people are people. They have different things that they do and listen to and consume. So it's hard to kind of like find that like that tone that connects it all.
yeah. All right, well, let's shift. I'll ask a question. Like we talked about a little bit about drums, talked about filmmaking, we talked about effects. Like, as far as your creative pursuits, where do you picture yourself down the line? Like, where do you see yourself working towards?
Okay, I mean that's a scary question for anyone. But I don't know. I see myself trying to combine everything that I want to do. Like it just, I don't know where I see myself. I guess I'll see where fate takes me. But I'm also going to school for just other things, like for a normal job, just for his backup. But I just hope that in the future, I'll be able to do the creative things that I want to do. And as like a job, I want to be able to be creative in my everyday life, and that's what people like see me as, you know. But I just hope that I'll be able to do film. I think film's the big thing I'm working towards. Music I love, but it's something that I'm just gonna do on the side, do it when I can. But film is what I want to try and work towards. That's why I'm doing Browntooth. Trying to actually make some steps towards where I want to see myself. Yeah, but I couldn't really tell you. It's a scary thing. Future is uncertain. Yeah. But you know, we live. We thrive. We work. We play. We whatever.
We be creative.
We be creative. We, you know, we run around.
Oh, I got another thing too. Are there any? It could be anything, but especially if it's like a creative pursuit of something you want to try that you've never done, or maybe you tried it like one time.
The one thing that I'm actually want to like aim towards, it's also like with filmmaking, but I want to do stop motion really bad. Like
Interesting.
And we if you go on like our YouTube, our logo is like it's like an MS Paint like logo that we just like drew in like 2 seconds. But like that's like our work in progress. What I want to do is do like a paper craft stop motion like logo, then have like, you know how like when you watch a movie and it like comes up with like Columbia Pictures and like Touchstone and stuff. I want like to have like a stop motion like little intro, and that's something I want to work on soon and keep working on that.
Cool. Stop motion Browntooth intro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, that's exactly what I want to do.
All right, I have a question that's kind of in the vein of what we're talking about. What is something that you would pursue if you knew you couldn't fail?
I don't know. That's a weird question. Probably still film. But also maybe, I don't know. Maybe like marine stuff. I feel like it's kind of hard to fail at marine things, but I guess marine like conservation.
Yeah, I was about to say like
Yeah, I guess
like
you can.
sea animals or like
Yeah.
yes, Sergeant.
Yeah, marine. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna fail at standing super still for my sergeant. Yeah, I'll fail at push-ups. Sorry, Sergeant. Sorry, sir.
So interesting. I didn't know that you had an interest in marine conservation.
It's very like it's just very background thing. In conservation in general, but like the state of the earth is very concerning. If I knew that I couldn't fail at doing a really big thing in like saving part of the earth, shit, I'd do that. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe another version of that question too is just like, what would you do if you had all the money and resources available to you? Like that, maybe that's not the exact same thing, but it kind of gets the idea of like if you could do anything, what would you be doing? Which that's definitely like, yeah,
Yeah.
like we gotta kind of protect the place we live, because if we don't have the place to live anymore, then how are we gonna make cool stop motion movies?
Exactly.
We're not gonna have anywhere to do it. What are you
Yeah.
gonna go to Mars?
Yeah. It's it is concerning. I mean, it's funny. Me and my brother were talking about this. There's some guy came up to me. He's like, "It's gonna be the worst hurricane season this year. It's gonna be the worst hurricane season for the rest of our lives. So just say this is gonna be the best of our lives. You know what I mean? So this is. So that's why it was like concerning. I was like, man, I hope that I can do something. That's why I'm going to school for anthropology and archaeology. And maybe there's a lot of anthropological things that can be done that can help with things like that. I know not exactly, like it's not wildlife conservation or anything, but hopefully the human aspect can be helped with a career like that. But we'll see. Maybe I'll make movies about it.
Yeah, I mean the humans are kind of the root cause.
It
aren't
is.
they? So like,
Yeah.
it's not the animals' fault.
Yeah, it isn't the animals' fault, except those animals that are like sitting in their room and eating junk food and stuff, and throwing shit out their windows. Have you seen those animals? Those guys are crazy. Like usually armadillos and stuff. Yeah, they're scary. They give you leprosy. Did you know that? You know that armadillos give you leprosy? Isn't that insane?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Like if you just touch them?
I guess.
Or if you eat
If you
them?
probably like make out with them or something.
Don't make out
Don't
with
make out with
armadillos.
armadillos or you'll get leprosy. I know how tempting it is, guys. Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time I saw an armadillo.
I saw one not that long ago on a trail. It was kind of just chilling.
It was
They're
just-
very not scared. I thought they rolled up and like ran away.
2 minutes, by the way.
Okay. I thought they rolled up and ran away. Did they not? Isn't that their like shtick?
Yeah, that's what I thought they did
Yeah,
too.
he was kind of just like sitting there, and I went like, oh, and it was, and it was fine with me. I thought it was gonna be like really pulley, but I guess not. Wait, what type of animals do you guys like? You like animals?
Yes, I do like animals. I'd say my favorite animal. That's a hard question. What is my favorite animal? Something weird.
Something weird?
Yeah, I like the weird animals.
Something freaky?
I don't know about freaky necessarily. I say weird and then watch me just say like elephant.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, their trunk's a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, elephants are really fucking weird. They got giant ass nose,
Yeah.
big ass tusks, giant ears,
Yeah.
and they're giant for what?
Yeah, that's true. What do they
For
need
what?
that for?
And they're like 8 times smarter than us.
That's true. Well,
They're so fucking smart, it's actually insane. I think that's what I.
and they have like crazy memory. That's what their thing is.
Yeah, they have crazy memory. They have crazy smell. They have crazy hearing, and I'm not sure about their eyesight, but I'm sure that's probably interesting too.
They got big eyes because, in fact, they're big. But they're cool. They're scary. They could like squash you.
Yeah,
They're so big.
literally. I think a pistol shrimp is one of my favorites. I don't know why. I
Is
just
that
love
the one,
those.
Is that
love
the one
those
goes
guys.
like, whoa?
Yeah.
They go, woo.
Yeah.
Really fast.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. How about you? What's your favorite animal?
Orangutans. I love orangutans. They're so much fun. They're just like little
Because
fellas.
they're silly.
Yeah, they're silly. They're kind of like, it's
They're like permanently immature.
yeah, and they're like humans slightly.
Wait, hold up. I got a thing for orangutans. I also have a soft spot for orangutans because in elementary school, I used to climb trees a lot,
Yeah,
and they used to call me Chang.
bro, that's a hard ass nickname. That's awesome.
I forgot about that, but yeah, you've definitely said that before.
That's cool.
Um,
If you could like turn into an animal right this second, what would you do?
oh, now I got to think about that question. I was thinking
Sorry,
about my
what's your favorite?
I gotta go manatees.
Dude, that's like one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I just think they're cool. I've never actually seen one in person.
Really?
No.
I saw one. It like touched my kayak.
Yeah, see, I hear of people that go
Yeah.
kayaking, and then apparently they like it when you scratch their back with a paddle,
Really?
because they get like barnacles on their back, so you
Oh.
can like scratch the barnacles off.
That's kind of cool.
I think that's cute. I also feel so bad for them. We're losing a lot of them. Speaking of marine conservation,
Yes.
because we're like pulling out a lot of the seagrass
Oh,
along
really?
the Gulf,
I feel
and
like I should know about that.
yeah,
But they're also like, there's always been the problem with manatees, like boats messing up messing them up. Yeah. So sad.
Man,
Turn off your
freaking
motor.
boats. Yeah, what do you need all that motor for?
Yeah.
Like,
Just drift.
just float out there. Like,
yeah.
where are you going?
Like a pirate. Go with the tide.
All right. One more question. Jack, you're gonna ask it.
Yeah. If you had to turn into an animal right
Oh,
now.
that's right. You already said.
If you had to turn into an animal right now, okay. So over there is a ginormous monster.
Uh-huh.
Just like whatever monster you can think of. You turn into an animal right now. You have to defend yourself. What are you doing?
Do I have to defend myself or can I run away? My first thought is I want to be something that can fly.
Okay.
I would love to see
You
what
have
that
to
feels
kill it.
like.
It's gonna like kill your family.
It's an elephant and I have to kill it?
No, it's whatever you think of. It's an elephant for Jacob.
Oh, wait. So whatever my favorite animal is
No, it's
attacking me?
No, it's just something scary. Like for me, it's probably like it's Davy Jones. Well, that means I have to go find like his heart.
Well, then you're fine because you're on dry land.
Yeah, dude, he's screwed. Yeah, I'm fine.
Wait, okay. So you want to go? You want to answer first?
Okay, if there was a monster right there, and it was a land-based animal, and so I wouldn't choose a sea-based animal because I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
So to give myself the best chance to beat that animal or that monster, I'd have to go with either like gorilla or bear.
Gorilla, dude, they're strong as hell.
Can I do a gorilla bear? Like a gorilla with bear claws?
Sorry. Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay, that's my answer. Gorilla bear.
Gorilla with bear claws. Wait, what are
There's
you
no
fighting?
better
What are
answer
you
than that.
fighting?
What am I fighting? The monster that I would be fighting, I don't know, maybe like an evil elephant.
An evil elephant. It's got red eyes and big eyebrows.
True, because most of
pointing
them seem
down.
pretty kind. I feel like a typical elephant wouldn't
Yeah.
be ruthless.
And he's
like
got
that.
like scars and like messed up trunks. Or I mean messed up tusks. Yeah, messed up trunk. It's like
Wait,
all
that's
messed-
a gorilla with bear claws? I can't think of something that can beat that in a fight.
like a maybe like a
Maybe I would be I don't know. I feel like lions seem pretty strong.
they do.
They seem like pretty muscular.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like a lion would win a fight just off the dominance. Like
its
just
aura.
off of just
Yeah.
off of aura.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I think I'd be a lion. And if I have time to prepare for the fight, I'm not even really training. I'm just making sure the mane looks good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm aura
Yeah.
I'm aura maxing.
Yeah, you're aura maxing in the mirror, waiting for the fight. The evil elephant's out there, and it's like he's like pacing, and you're like, yeah.
That was great.
That was great.
Yeah, I said we wrap it up. I
Yeah.
think that's a great place to wrap it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe Jack, if you want to share just like somewhere people can find your stuff or something they should look for, or
Okay.
maybe if you have some kind of message you want to share with people, I don't know.
I'll share that the same message. You really got to listen to that. If you're a creative person, just keep doing it. Like, don't let anything. I know that's like it's very like cliche to say that, but it's really the bottom line. Is just keep being motivated, keep doing your thing. People will want to see it, and it's been surprising. The people have been watching my things, and it's like cool. People are enjoying it, and people will enjoy your stuff too. But you can find me at, I guess, stupid Instagram. Go like follow my Instagram. I guess that's dumb, but Tartar Sauce Jack, that's my handle. Then go follow Browntooth. I think we have a TikTok, but I'm not on that. That's my friend doing that. But yeah, Browntooth on YouTube, TikTok, link that. It's awesome. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, go look up Jack on everything and go watch his films. This was the Changhoff podcast. Everything that we do and everything that we make from this podcast comes directly from your support, and we couldn't do it without you. I love what I do, and being able to say that is awesome. So follow us everywhere at Changhoff, CHANGHOFF, Changhoff on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. Follow me on Instagram at JQCOB. Follow AJ on Instagram at AJ Denhoff, AJDENHOFF.
Denhoff.
Go listen to our radio show, Citrus Sound Radio. That's CITRUSOUND.com.
Citrus Sound.
And follow us on Patreon as well. Patreon.com/Changhoff.
Check out the clips too. Been dropping hella podcast clips. Go enjoy some short form entertainment. The candy of media, the sweet little treat in your feed. Just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Just keep scrolling forever.
Yeah, it's a box of donuts that doesn't end.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, thanks, guys.
Bye.